I didn't know Don Lewis before this Tiger King documentary came out. I saw the documentary, and I just could not believe that there was a family out there that had a father that went missing, and when I was looking on the internet for information, I couldn't find any. So I reached out to Nosy Wren, who I've done other cases with for the last 4 years, and we started a group, and from there things just went crazy really fast. The group, if you've seen a documentary called Don't Mess with Cats, the group is kind of like that, where, I'll tell you, Cheryl McCollum, who's the director of the Cold Case Institute, said, you guys are like Don't Mess with Cats, or don't mess with bigger cats. But we just dig and dig and dig and find everything we can. I'll give you an example. The septic tank. There's a theory about the septic tank. In the documentary, Carole stated that the septic tank was put in long before Dawn went missing. Sheriff Chronister said the septic tank was put in years later. So we really wanted to know, when did the septic tank get installed? So we started digging. We ended up finding out that the permit for the septic tank was requested on August 4th, 1997. Don Lewis was last seen by Ann McQueen on August 15th, 1997. On August 6th, the first load of dirt was brought out for the septic system. We have the receipt for that dirt. On August 14th, another load of dirt was brought out for the mound of the septic system, which is the last thing that they do. I talked to the company who installed it. They said the mound dirt was delivered on the 14th, and we have that receipt from August 14th, 1997. They said the mound dirt was delivered on the 14th, which means that septic system was fully installed on the 14th or the 15th at the latest. And they told me if there was ever a time to dispose of a body in a septic system, that's the time to do it. It would be just empty. And I asked her, I said, isn't there a top on it, or, you know? She said, yeah, but there's like an 18-inch clean out that you can open up. So we put that to rest. We know when the septic system was installed. We know that it's a possibility. We don't know if there's anything in there or not, but it needs to be looked into. But that's kind of how the group operates. At a certain point, we kind of hit a dead end where we really need someone to come forward in the case that has information. And there's a lot of people out there that have information, but they're scared to come forward. There's people who have animals, exotic animals. They're scared if they come forward that they're going to lose their animals somehow. They're worried that if they come forward, that they might get charged with a crime. And they just don't want to do it. They're worried that they will be targeted, they will go broke defending themselves, or there's just a whole list of things. So the group decided, and the family decided, that we should get a reward fund together and see if that would help get someone come forward. Another thing that we did was we talked to Caitlin over here. She'll come up and give you the details, but we talked to her also, because if someone was involved and they have information, you know, they need an attorney to work with them to get them a deal. So she'll explain that. The reward, which you can see up here, and I'll let Donna, she'll go into more details on that, but I want to make something really clear. Yesterday, Carole made a statement saying that I'm guessing I'm the anonymous donor for the 100K reward, because nobody would put up that much money to find out what happened to Dawn. She guessed wrong, because her reward has nothing to do with this reward. If she has $100,000 out there, you're looking at $200,000 in reward money. You're looking at a criminal defense attorney over here that's ready to make someone a deal. if you have information. The number, you can see it there. It's 646-450-6530. That's the tip line. If you do have information, come forward.
Good morning. My name is Caitlin Statiel. I have some cards up here if anyone needs spelling or information on my name. I am an attorney at Carlson, Meisner, Hart, and Hazlett, and my firm has offered to represent whoever has information on this case pro bono. As Ripper has said, there's tons of possibilities on what happened here, but as Sheriff Chronister has made clear, they don't believe that this was carried out by a single person, that it had more than one person involved in the case. So we are willing to represent anyone pro bono who has information, who possibly was involved in the case, and can put this case to rest and close the case out. My cell phone number is on my cards, as well as if you contact the tip line, you'll be put in touch with me. We're happy to assist. We can't guarantee any outcome, of course. That lies in the hands of negotiations with the state attorney's office and what information is provided. However, we're not seeking any compensation. We will aggressively defend you and the case with any information that you can bring forward.
Good morning. I'm Donna Pettis. I'm Dawn's oldest daughter. We had lost all hope of ever knowing what happened to Dad, but through the efforts of Ripper Jack, this warrior for justice, and his team, hope has been restored. We owe them a great deal of gratitude. I'd like to welcome aboard John Phillips and his law firm. After weeks of interviewing attorneys, we finally found someone that we believe can handle this case, and we're looking forward to working with them. As you see behind me, the billboards, we worked for weeks raising the money, and then at the end, an anonymous donor came forward guaranteeing the $100,000. And for that, whomever that person is, we are so grateful. We're hoping that with these funds, someone will have the courage to come forth and provide the information necessary to solve this case. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gail Rathbone. I'm Don's youngest daughter, and we're just so grateful for the outpouring of support we have received from everyone due to the coverage of our father's mysterious disappearance in the Tiger King series. Amazingly, our little family tragedy has become your tragedy. Our search for closure and truth has become your mission also. My father, he was a quirky, intelligent, unique man, and we all know by now that he was not a perfect man. But do only the perfect among us deserve justice? We're asking that anyone with vital information please come forward so that progress can be made on his case. Years ago, when my sister Donna called me to tell me the devastating news, I was shocked. I still, to this day, miss my dad. I love my dad. And for 23 years, I've gone to bed every night knowing the only chance I have of seeing him again is in my dreams. For 23 years, I've woken every morning to the heartbreak of his strange disappearance. But hopefully, with all this help we now have, one day soon, we, and you too, will know the truth, and we will all finally know what happened to my dad. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is John Phillips, and I have the honor to represent this family. Finley Williams is with my office, criminal defense, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. I'm board-certified in civil trial litigation out of Jacksonville, Florida, licensed in Florida, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, New York, and D.C. Dr. Cornel West once said, "Justice is what love looks like in public." I wish I had said that. I've stolen it since then. I repeat it over and over again. And it's one of the single best quotes about justice I think I've ever heard. Dr. King had a bunch that are fantastic. But justice is what love looks like in public. And our mission as a law firm, our mission as people, every single day is full justice. I say over and over again, justice is spelled one way, but it's defined subjectively. It's defined as criminal justice. It's defined as civil justice. It's defined as shutting people up sometimes. It's not a last offer. It's not a monetary award. It's not just an arrest. It's full. But Dr. West didn't stop with saying justice is what love looks like in public. He had another line that I think is particularly important today. And he said, "Tenderness is what love looks like in private." I'll repeat that. Tenderness is what love looks like in private. So justice is love for all the world to hear, but one-on-one, it's a thing of tenderness, gentleness, kindness. Last night, we all had dinner together, a family dinner. There were great-grandchildren of Don Lewis. We pulled out his yearbook. Miss Gladys and I went out on the porch and talked about Don and some of the lies out there. I come to this as an open slate. I come to this trying to find a level of reason without prejudging the case. And I've spoken with his daughters and with his family and his longtime assistant, Ann. They're amazing. They're the definition of tenderness, the definition of love. There was a quote in Don's yearbook that said, "Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none." It almost makes me emotional sitting up here because it's so apropos to ultimately what would do him in 23 years ago. Loving all, trusting a few, do wrong to none. Prophetic words. And here he rests all these years later for his name to be used with such inconsistency, such hate, even his final death to be characterized, whether true or untrue, in such things involving words we can discuss later, but as bad of a death, as dishonorable as a death as one can imagine. Otis Redding sang a song. He didn't write it. Frank Sinatra sang it. A lot of people sang it. "Try a little tenderness." And I don't know that I've seen a lawyer come up with a press conference and say, "Hey, let's try a little tenderness. Let's try reason." Because generally you announce a $150 million lawsuit and how we're gonna get justice and how we're gonna, make things right, and we are. All of that in time. But our office wants to invite reason, wants to invite civil conversation where it can be had, wants to invite justice, wants to invite somebody to call anonymous or not anonymous. Let us know where Don lies. Let us know what happened to him. So rather than getting up here and adding more sensation on top of sensation, we go back to Dr. West's words, "Justice is what love looks like in public." Resolving this case is in everyone's best interest. It's in Carole Baskin's best interest. If she cares about Don West, and I want to believe you can't be married to somebody without caring about him. I've seen that happen. But I invite her to the table. I invite her to talk and let us know what really happened. More than invite her, we're going to serve her with a lawsuit. Now, it's not a lawsuit for damages, it's a lawsuit for equity. Equity means fairness. It also allows subpoenas and depositions, requests for production, interrogatories, things that a court can decide what happened and what lawsuits or lawsuit and who should be sued should come. It's called a pure bill of discovery. We have copies, spot on Friday. And we'll take questions about it after. But what we want to see most of all right now is to stop the lack of civility, stop calling this wonderful family names, stop reading things you wrote 20 plus years ago into a record, which we're going to use against you, by the way. Stop defaming people. Let's just figure it out. Let's get together and figure it out. And on a personal note, my wife's mother died Thursday. She told me to be here with this family. And as her mother passed away, she held her mother's hand. They sang psalms. They shared videos of grandchildren. Cheryl Warburton died with dignity. She died with family around. Whoever did this to Don Lewis stole that from this family. Stole dignity. Stole respect. Stole years of his life. And worse than that, now it's a matter of public conversation. I will ask one time for civility. I will ask one time that we come together to find closure of this whole thing. If that can't be done, I'm a lawyer. I sue people. We'll go that route too. But make no mistake, if the family's offer for civility is rejected, if the insults continue, our next step is to bring justice.